The August 23rd, 2023 council meeting, the City of Long Branch Council will now come to order. Roll call.
Mr. Vieira?
I'm here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes? Here. Dr. Selly's absent. Mr. Dengler?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk. Oh, I'm sorry. The Long Branch Mayor, City Council, and Administration are committed to cultivating an environment of mutual trust and respect that values the diversity of the community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place in which to live and prosper. We will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. Madam Clerk.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and posted as required by law.
Reading and approval of the previous minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the August 9th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Roll
Oh, I'm sorry,
call.
roll call.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly's absent. Mr. Dengler?
Yes. Consideration of ordinance, public hearing, and final consideration. Ordinance 23-23, an ordinance to amend Chapter 45 Fire Department by amending the following subsections: 1, 45-2, elections of officers; 2, 45-3, officers, powers and duties; 3, 45-5, fire police; 4, 45-10, general regulations; and 5, 45-11, promulgation of rules and regulations and repealing sections 1, 45-12, ex-chiefs advisory council; 2, 45-13, reserved and renumbering; 1, 45-14, ladies auxiliary; and 2, 45-13, exemption of fees to reflect the same. This ordinance was introduced on August 9th and amend Chapter 45 Fire Department, the code, the City of Long Branch, making various changes, including deleting references to ex-chief advisory council, revising eligibility requirements for the fire chief, changing the locations for the fire chief's elections, and clarifying the authority of the public safety director to establish a table of organization for the fire department. I need a motion to open a public hearing for this ordinance only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. If any members of the public have a comment to make on this ordinance only, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once on this ordinance. Seeing none, I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. This is the second reading of ordinance 2323, entitled Ordinance Amending Chapter 45 Fire Department by amending the following subsections: 1, 45-2, elections of officers; 2, 45-3, officers, powers and duties; 3, 45-5, fire police; 4, 45-10, general regulations; 5, 45-11, promulgation of rules and regulations and repealing subsections 1, 45-12, ex-chiefs advisory council; and 2, 45-13, reserved and renumbering; 1, 45-14, lady auxiliary; and 2, 45-13, exemption of fees to reflect the same. I need a motion to adopt on second and final reading, advertised according to law.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly's absent. Mr. Dengler?
Yes. Ordinance 2423, the capital ordinance approving $2 million to pay for the acquisition of various parcels of real property in and for the city of Long Branch in the county of Monmouth and state of New Jersey. This ordinance was introduced on August 9th and appropriates $2 million to receive or expected to receive a grant provided by the state of New Jersey, Jersey's fiscal year 2024, the state budget grant to pay for the acquisition of various parcels of real property located in the city of Long Branch, including, not limited to, 20 Norwood Avenue, Block 20, 239. 20 Norwood Avenue, Block 239, Lot 1. 10 Norwood Avenue, Block 239, Lot 5. 616 Broadway, Block 239, Lot 15. 612 Broadway, Block 239, Lot 17. And 600 Broadway, Block 239, Block 18 for municipal purposes. I need a motion to open the public hearing on this ordinance only.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any members of the public that have any comments to make on this ordinance, please come to the podium. State your name clearly for the record. State your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once on this ordinance.
Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch, requesting 1 minute notification if needed. $2 million to pay for 20 Norwood Avenue, 10 Norwood Avenue, 616 Broadway, 612 Broadway, 600 Broadway. The whole purchase is becoming increasingly suspect. One, as to why the building is being sold at well below market price. Two, from the last meeting, there are building department inspection records which would have had any concerns about lead or asbestos, which this council has apparently not sourced. And now, tonight, Mr. Martin, are the funds to purchase coming out of interest-bearing accounts?
Being funded by a grant.
Right. The grant cash has arrived, and we're using the grant cash.
Grant cash has not arrived yet.
Then how are we purchasing this?
This is an appropriation ordinance. It's appropriating that money that has been pledged to us by the state of New Jersey. We have a letter from the state telling us we're getting it. So this is the ordinance that allows us to spend the money when we get it.
To allow the money to be spent when you get it. So we're not going to be dipping into reserves of the city. We're going to wait for the grant money to come before it's purchased. Is that correct, Mr. Martin?
It's not necessarily accurate, no.
Not necessarily accurate. Then can you please straighten out Mr. Raynon as to what is going to occur here?
We don't have a closing date. We don't know when the actual property is going to be purchased, nor do we know when we're going to actually receive the grant funds.
Correct.
So, can't answer your question.
When will the closing on this occur?
We don't have a date.
We don't.
The closing will not occur prior to the grant cash arriving, will it?
We do not have a closing date.
I don't know that.
You don't know that. Too many open-ended questions here, council. You see for yourself. I'm requesting a no vote till we get clarification on what we are supposed to be doing. Junk government.
I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This is the second reading of ordinance 2423 entitled Capital Ordinance appropriating $2 million to pay for the acquisition of various parcels of real property in and for the city of Long Branch in the county of Monmouth, state of New Jersey. I need a motion to adopt the second and final reading and advertise according to law. Roll call. Excuse me,
moved.
motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly's absent. Mr. Dangler?
Yes. Ordinance for introduction. This is the first reading of ordinance 2523 entitled an ordinance designating no parking anytime north side of Morris Avenue starting at 173 west of 2nd Avenue and ending 133 west thereof. This ordinance permits parking at all times on Morris Avenue from the north side, starting at 173 feet west of the appendix of northwest corner curb line of 2nd Avenue and Morris Avenue, ending at 113 feet west. I need a motion to introduce on the first reading, advertised and posted according to law, and set for public hearing September 13th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly's absent. Mr. Dangler?
Yes. Public portion and general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion of this meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. If there are any members of the audience that have a comment to make, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
Good evening, Madam Clerk. Requesting 1 minute notification. Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. Resolution 233. I'm requesting a no vote right off the bat, not another redevelopment zone. 279 3rd Avenue, Block 206, Lot 2, as well as adjoining properties already involved in the transit village. Why would they need further help? Why is the city going out of its way to benefit a single property owner at 279 3rd Avenue? Why would they need the further help? Is it to eventually qualify for more financial incentives? The subject area in which 279 3rd Avenue is in is 7 acres. Roughly 6 acres, or 86% of the area, is city property, gifted by Monmouth Medical. The Planning Board resolution attached to R-233 references public comments heard by the Planning Board. The description of what transpired upon questioning by the public is incorrect. And as such, again, if there aren't any enough multitude reasons to do it, the incompetent Planning Board attorney should be fired. Upon being asked by me if the area could qualify as an area in rehabilitation, also known as a rehabilitation zone, City Engineer Newman responded, quote, yes, end quote. Nowhere in that response referenced by the suspect Planning Board attorney in the transcripts of the Planning Board proceedings. There's currently ongoing rehabilitation on some of the buildings gifted by the hospital, thus negating the criteria to proceed for a redevelopment zone. Since that is the case, it does not qualify as a redevelopment zone, but since it's being rehabilitated, it qualifies as a rehabilitation zone. Another fraud being perpetrated. Even Congressman Pallone was spotted at the site of rehabilitation. Requesting a no vote. You don't even have 2 legs to stand on this resolution for a redevelopment. The audit. Miss Anita Vogt, I heard you at the workshop session. Don't think for 1 second you're going to increase taxes on the people of this city to cover the surplus. Now you understand fully how these tax abatements are coming back to hurt this city. The 30-year John Pallone Pier Village Phase 3 tax abatement. Negate the tax abatements, you'll have the revenue for the surplus. Audit Resolution 230. It's amazing the city gets an audit report tonight, and yet audits required in the financial agreement with Pier Village 3, which I opened months ago, are still outstanding. In this audit on page 34, litigation, quote, the city's attorney's letter did not indicate any litigation claims or contingent liabilities that are not covered by the city's insurance or would have material financial impact on the city, end quote. This is a complete whitewash of the number of and amount of existing exposure to pending lawsuits. The auditor failed to attain a checklist of the litigation currently taking place against the city. Taking the city attorney's word is not auditing. Page 33 of the audit. Note 6, pension plans. Multiple times on these pages when talking about public employee pensions, The audit mentions borough or township, not the city of Long Branch. Because of the multiple repetitions of those errors, it is questionable as to whether the actual figures cited pertain to Long Branch or are also an error that actually pertain to some other borough or township audit
1 minute
that
warning.
the auditor also prepared an annual audit for and was not caught during proofreading. Under long-term debt, the audit reads, quote, "All bonds are retired in annual installments within the regulatory period of usefulness," end quote. This is wrong. This is another glaring mistake of the auditor, a complete falsity, if ever there was one. Long Branch refunds continuously. There are still borrowed monies from the late 1980s that have been swept up in refunding. That is outstanding today. Counsel, you didn't do your homework on this, because you would have caught this mistake and more. Requesting a no vote on the audit. Again, council has no clue what it's doing. Junk government.
I need a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Madam Clerk, were there any changes to the list of resolutions?
Yes, 2 resolutions were added. Resolution 23723, a resolution appointing Aaron Askenazi as an alternate number 4 member of the Long Branch Board of Adjustment. And Resolution R 238-23, a resolution of the City Council excusing Councilwoman Mary Jane Selly from attendance at City Council meetings.
So moved.
Thank you. I need a motion to add those 2 resolutions to the list of resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We'll take,
Oh, you need a roll call.
excuse me,
Roll call.
a roll call.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly is absent. Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Yeah, now you can do
Now I need
the
a,
motion to approve the consent agenda.
I need a motion to take the list of as a consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly is absent. Mr. Dangler?
Yes. Applications are none. Miscellaneous business for the good of the order. Councilman Vieira.
Good evening. I want to thank the troops for coming out tonight, for supporting us over here, and thanks for coming out tonight. I also want to thank, this past Saturday, we have Surf for Vision over at the beach, at the Great Lawn, and beach there, and I want to thank Mike Benson and Mike Kuwait for doing a great job organizing that. It was a beautiful event. If anybody participated, it was a great event. And with that, I want to say good night.
Councilwoman Vogt.
Thank you, Council President. I also want to say it's wonderful to have you here. And what was most impressive was that was the most heartfelt reading or statement of the Pledge of Allegiance that we've heard in a long time, and it was all because of you. So very heartwarming, very encouraging. A pleasure to have you here and everyone else, and hopefully we will see you again. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Councilwoman Wittes.
Yes, I too would like to thank you for attending tonight's meeting. And also, I would like to take a minute and thank the director for all the hard work that our police department is doing and our fire department. And, you know, it's been a very busy summer, and we want to thank you for all their hard work and going above and beyond. Thank you.
Mayor Pallone.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank the Scouts and the Scout leaders and the parents for being here this evening. I want to give you just an update of some of the events that we have coming up in the next 2 weeks. A lot of this is our kids' events. So on Saturday, August 26th, which is this coming Saturday from 1 to 9 p.m., is the Jazz and Blues Festival on the Great Lawn. The event will have food trucks, crafters, vendors, kids' activities, and music all day. The next Family Fun Day is next Wednesday, August 30th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at Manahasset Park. Also, that will have, music, food, games, everything's completely free. We're having this is our first annual Uptown Broadway Fest, is on September 10th from 3 to 7 p.m. It's the event for the whole family, food, music, activities for the kids. Streets will be closed around Upper Broadway between Washington Street and Norwood Avenue. And finally, the city will have our final movie night on September 9th at West End Park at 8 p.m. The event's free and we'll be showing the new Super Mario Brothers movie. So I'd like to again thank everybody for coming this evening and have a great week.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Scouts, they had some questions, and they are learning Robert's Rules of Order. So a couple of them had said they would like to say something. Go ahead. Which one wants to start?
Do you want to wait till the meeting?
Go ahead.
What-
Or you want to wait till?
No, well, you missed that part of the meeting, so maybe we'll finish the meeting and then they can ask their questions.
Yes, just give us, okay. Well, welcome to the troop. Glad to have you here. And to our residents that came out tonight, thank you. Summer's just about over. Please enjoy the rest of it safely. And if you're around large crowds, when you can, mask up because COVID is alive and well. It amps up, it goes down, and so just please be safe. That's all we ask, so you can enjoy the rest of the summer and start the school year healthy and ready to go. With that being said, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay, sir.
Carter?